Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how to be self-motivated. Now everyone knows that being motivated can help you achieve your goals, but being self-motivated can help you get there even faster. There are definitely times in life where something you want to do has no external motivation. There's no one who is holding you accountable, breathing down your neck, telling you that you have to do it, and you have to be that person for yourself sometimes. So here's some tips I have on how to be self-motivated. And I think these tips can help you on anything from trying to eat healthier on a daily basis to trying to start your own business. My first tip is to keep the end result you're trying to achieve at the forefront of your mind in a very broad way. So don't just think about specifically what you want to achieve. Think about the ways that your life will be different after you've achieved your goal. Will you be happier, healthier, wealthier? Will you have more free time? Remind yourself that every small step you take towards your goal is a step towards becoming the kind of person that you want to be or living the kind of life that you want to live. Now, if you're thinking this sounds a little extreme for the size of goal you currently have, if you don't think that that really is going to have a huge life-changing impact, then just think about the next steps. If you achieve the goal you currently have, then what could you do next? What's the next rung of that ladder? If you get this out of the way, what else will you be able to accomplish? What will actually be able to change your life that you can do next? My next tip is do not make excuses. I feel like there's so many times where people say, oh, I don't have time to do that, I'm too tired to do that. And while there are times that that may be true, oftentimes it is really just an excuse, and you have to be honest with yourself about that. If you're constantly telling yourself that you don't have time or energy to do something, it's likely that it just may not be a priority for you right now. And that's okay, you just need to acknowledge that. Your true priorities aren't written up here. They're written in your actions. So take a long, hard look at how you are spending your time, how you're spending your days, and see what you can rearrange. How many people think they don't have 30 minutes in their day to work out, but they spend an hour on the couch watching Netflix? If something is truly a priority for you, you will make time for it. If today you say, I'll do it tomorrow, you might say, I'll do it tomorrow too. There really needs to be a clean break here where today is the day. Now, sometimes the excuses are legitimate. Sometimes you truly do not have the time or energy to do something. And I think it's hard sometimes to tell whether or not we are being honest with ourselves when we say, I don't have time for something. There's a tip I heard on the Perfectionism Project podcast, and it's about looking at whether or not you've got new information. So if something came up that was completely unexpected, that you did not know about at the beginning of your day, then it's more likely that when you say, I don't have time for something, it's because of that thing that came up and it's not an excuse. My next tip is to take a tiny step forward as often as you can. I think when you're dealing with a New Year's resolution or a brand new goal, there's this inherent motivation you have in the beginning where you're all excited about it, but after a while the novelty can wear off and you don't want to put in a ton of work in the beginning and burn yourself out either. I really recommend reading the book Atomic Habits. It talks a lot about how the small changes you make can have a big impact on your life. You really want to make working towards your goal a habit, and it will be so much easier. Start with something that is so tiny, so ridiculously easy that it is impossible for you to fail or not complete it. Then do this as often as you can to get into the habit of working towards your goals and build momentum. Have that feeling of accomplishment at the tiny actions that you are completing rather than the big actions that you say, I'll do tomorrow. My next tip is to work on the relationship that you have with yourself. If you love yourself, if you trust yourself, then you will be so much more successful at motivating yourself. I think a great way to create or reinforce a trusting relationship with yourself is to have a daily to-do list with actionable and realistic items. So if you don't typically make daily to-do lists for yourself, or if you don't typically accomplish what you have on your to-do list, then I would go back to that idea of starting with the tiny step forward. So maybe your to-do list for today is going to look like shower, brush my teeth, comb my hair. And if you do those 3 things, then you check them off. And it sounds kind of silly because, that might not have anything at all to do with the goal that you're trying to achieve. But essentially what you're doing is creating the trust with yourself that when you write something on your to-do list, it gets done. It's reinforcing the idea that you are the kind of person who accomplishes what they set out to accomplish. If you talk to yourself in a way that is unkind, you're not going to want to listen to yourself. And my last tip is, if you're still struggling to motivate yourself, don't be afraid to ask for help. This could be an accountability partner, it could be a mastermind group, or it could be some sort of trainer or coach. I know it sounds counterintuitive that in a video about how to motivate yourself, I'm talking about turning to other people for motivation, but it's not really about the motivation coming from an external source. This is a way to have a backup plan, a fail-safe, for when your self-motivation may fail from time to time. The best person or group to help you progress towards your goal will not just be holding you accountable, but helping you hold yourself accountable. I hope you guys liked this video. Make sure you like it if you did. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.